recording software working?
Yeah, I'm
Your
chilling.
intro.
I think we'll just go into it.
You just want to go into
Hey,
it.
what's up, you guys? Welcome back to our Saints Clip YouTube channel. Want you guys to know that we are gonna rank some gangs today based on, OC and kind of in-character interactions, but mainly OC, what we know we've done, just overall, what they've done as a group. Yeah, that's it.
Oh wow! Okay, good
There you
job.
go.
That was
man.
good.
That's
That
what
was
I'm
good.
fucking
That was
saying.
natural. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it looks like, guys, we got to start with the Angels here. All right, well, we're going to go down the list. Adam, what are your thoughts on the Angels from your perspective?
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm a put my input in here on the
Adam
Angels.
doesn't want to play ball.
Angels are S tier RP. However, they only RP with their own group half the time, and they don't go to war.
Which I think that's what we gotta consider as well, is how much are they willing to interact with other people, because that's a
How much
huge
they go to
thing.
war, and if it's
Well, if I remember correctly, Claire doesn't like going to war unless there's RP involved. Like,
Yeah.
she's more interested into the talking
As RPers, they're great.
and then the shooting, not just like driving up. Hey, bitch, get off my turf!
Mhm.
Crap, crap. I do think they allow and offer people a lot of opportunities, but I do believe, like you said, I think it's people have to reach out first, kind of, for those opportunities.
I think B would be good for the Angels. Like, I think they're really good RPers.
Jacob, what are you thinking?
I've never really had
Do you think
interactions with
OC?
them. That's the thing. I've never really had interactions with
OC
them.
then, right? Like, what do you think of OC?
OC, they seem like I've seen videos like on YouTube about interactions they have, and I like that they do take the roleplay seriously, like whatever it is. I haven't really heard bad things about them. I haven't seen anything bad about them. They kind of just do their own thing. Yeah, I'm kind of neutral. Because I don't, even out of character, I don't know too much about them. I don't really look too much.
Well, I think they're like the pinnacle of business gang roleplay, right? And it's something that people can look up to rather than your straight Southside gang roleplay. You know what I mean? So they've really set a staple of like what is expected.
As a roleplay gang, I think A is they could touch A. I just wish they RP'd with more than just
Other
like they
people.
RP with very specific people. Like they only really RP with Hydra or like HOA.
I think they fuck with other gangs, but yeah, I think that is their majority pack, though. I will say that.
Oh, yeah, V.
What's your input?
That's about the same as everyone else, but I'd say they're. I don't know. I feel like they're a little bit more open-minded towards RPing with others than some other groups can be. I wouldn't say they're a perfect A, but I wouldn't say they're a low B either. So I don't know. I'd probably just keep them at a B.
I'd say B for a staple position right now.
I just want to preface, if they are watching this, don't fire me and Viola, please.
All right, moving on. Grove Street Ballers.
The Ballers.
Back before they did the breakup, before like a couple of their guys went to Seaside, I'd probably put them around C tier. But I have no idea what they're doing now.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know what they're doing nowadays. I know they were at war with GSS not too long ago, but I only knew it was happening. I don't know if it's even still going. I don't know how it went. I don't know too much about the Ballers, to be honest.
Ballers are on like their 90th iteration, man. I don't know what's going on with the Ballers. Well, yeah, well, even then, like, Ballers have always had like this cursed name. I just don't see anything that has come out of the Ballers consistently, and they're always like hot or cold, hot or cold. You just don't know what you're gonna get out of them. Like, I don't know one person in the Ballers. I don't think that they're up there anymore.
Like Adam said, I know their leader, both in character and out of character. They're just on a rebuild. I'd keep them D personally. They just don't have insane amount of members right now, and they're just not crazy known like the old Ballers were. But they're doing their thing, you know.
I don't really know too much about what they're doing, and if they're rebuilding, then we'll see what happens when they rebuild. But right now, I just don't know too much about them. I don't hear about them too much.
In character, I know that Mace really fucked with them hard. He was literally gonna join. He was a hang around for them for quite a while. But since then, I'm pretty sure all the people he knew had left. So they're just I feel like they're on a constant battle of rebuilding, and it's never like, I don't know.
Like, how long have they been saying they're gonna rebuild? This is the thing.
They like rebuild.
5 years.
And then they rebuild again, and then they rebuild again. Like, people leave, they come back.
Gotcha.
I feel like with Ballers, with this like previous set of people who left was like huge compared to all the others, you know.
Yeah, it was a big one.
Like, I feel like it was because like literally like 7 OGs left. It wasn't like just members. It was like big people, their leader and stuff. So
Hey, listen, Saints MC, we'll take it.
We'll take it, yeah.
I think
Not
these
a
are not a gang,
gang.
you know.
Not a
Ghost of
gang.
Souls, not a gang
Uh,
anymore.
Not a gang.
They're dead, from what I understand. OOC, they have nothing. I don't even know why they're. Our cuts are still there, as I am an ex-member.
07.
Billy MC
07.
Mang.
Billy MC Man.
Aztecas.
That's when it started going downhill.
Aztecas. Okay, this is a rough one because I thought they were not a gang anymore, but
Apparently they're
word
coming
is
back.
they're coming back. So that means we're losing Jackaroo again.
It was a good run, Jack. It was a good run.
My God, you're trying to show me the door? Show me the door. I'm on board.
Hey, this was the easiest way we could let you down. Okay.
We just have to see where the Aztecas take it, I think. Because it's like they're just coming back right now.
Yeah,
I
they
believe
have,
they're
like,
trying to
4
take the
people.
court center.
They don't have any turf.
Yeah.
And stuff, so it's
I think
going to
they're
be
trying to take the
hard.
court center, but apparently the Jaeger was telling them to take their sprays off or something. So, I don't know. We're going to have to just see what they do. Because it's very fresh, very new.
So yeah, I'd say the older Aztecas were probably like CB, but like if we're counting the new, I don't know. D, I guess, is a starter. So
Yeah, because a couple days ago they were going to be in Not a Gang, and now they're back.
Yep.
they
So
seem
it's
to be
like,
doing okay. I mean, they got a couple members already, so I mean,
Still not a
Yeah.
gang in my eyes, to be honest. But anyways,
Sure.
The pack's not a
They're
gang.
holding down
Pack.
anything.
I've heard they're really good at roleplay, but I haven't seen it personally.
Yeah.
That's the thing,
As
and
a
that's my
prison
fault.
crew, they are very good at roleplay, but they're not a gang. And well,
My concern with them is that their leader is no longer a lifer too.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know. I know
Oh,
they
yeah,
still
that's
roll
weird.
around though. I've seen them in prison with the. They have a jacket that
okay.
they
So
can wear.
if they technically quote unquote were a gang, where would you put them?
Probably D because they can't do anything, right? Like
but
that's why I
if they're
wouldn't
able
put
to
them as
make
a gang.
roleplay out of
Yeah.
in prison,
Me.
then I just gotta see more clips and shit on them. Because if they're able to make roleplay inside of prison and like build on that shit, then that should be good. But from what I've heard, they're good roleplayers. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, for all we know, they're the ones who are getting everything for people outside of prison, but we just don't know that, right?
Yeah, we
So-
just don't know. Yeah.
No, I mean I know that.
Oh,
I mean they're basically the.
Well, I'm just assuming
What-
that they do. Yeah.
They're one of the 2 crews in the prison that get stuff for people. I feel like they're at least respected enough to get things in, and if they can make RP in prison, which it's not everybody's cup of tea, I want to say they're B or A. Like that's what I would say. If they were a gang.
the Bondi Boys. I think with the Bondi Boys, they're open to roleplay. I think they got some of the most like top tier role players in their crew. I know right now they're doing. I don't know what they're doing right now. Actually, I know they had the whole Norman and Dundee thing, but whenever they do have roleplay, even if it's with other crews, they do go like all in. They don't half-ass shit.
So now that Dundee's kind of gone, I think they can spread their wings more. Because they're not like constricted by his craziness, getting him all into shit. They can actually identify more now. I think OOC. I know their RP's pretty god tier, right? Like I'm gonna say it's definitely AS.
Yeah, definitely
tier.
one of those. Yeah.
I just don't know if they really go out of their way to talk to other crews like the Angels do.
Mm.
I would say they do, but that's just me.
I don't.
yeah, I've had a lot of interactions with them recently, especially. They've been pretty solid.
Yeah, but,
for
I
the
think
most part.
A is a
Did we-
perfect spot for BBMC.
Yeah. I
Did we
think so.
not go out to them first? Yeah, because I think we started the connections basically because we wanted codes.
I believe that's when it started. Yeah.
Yeah, and then but they have been good at keeping interactions going.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I just think storyline wise, they have some crazy stories. Like they have, literally a cop come crim in TJ, and then they had a crim become cop as well from them. Like I think that story is
Yeah.
just nuts. Yeah.
What do we think is making that? Like, what are they needing to become that S tier?
I think outreach, and also like I think this is also part of outreach is like knowing like who they are too. Like I've been on the server for quite a while now, and I still could probably name only like 5 of their members like in character. Actually,
True.
In character, yeah, that's
like
true.
that's the hard thing. Like everyone knows who BBMC is, but not many people know who is BBMC. I feel like.
So we're thinking a solid A for BBMC, the PD.
The P.
not a gang.
See, I wish it was. It's not a gang. I wish it was. I honestly wish they were divided up though, so we could talk about it more. What do we think on the BS, the BISC?
recently they're trying to expand to other groups, so I'm more than inclined like, hey, these guys are actually trying to roleplay with others.
Mhm.
But again, it's like, other than OTT and Alex Fibler, who else is left in BSK? Who do you know of them? Like, even OC, like, no offense, but who do you know?
BSK for me, because of like, I think they are really not underrated, but I feel like people don't know what they actually do. Like, they were one of the only groups with a meth lab,
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah, I
like
didn't
that.
know that.
Like, they were sharing a meth lab with like Hydra. They actually do a lot, but I feel like because of all the shit they used to do, they're just hated in the city. They used to just go around and like rob people and stuff like that. But I think in the background they actually do quite a lot. And like obviously we know that OTT reached out and stuff.
I'm
Like a
like,
smaller
I am
group,
liking
you know?
that now. If even if it's like from in characters, like they're just trying to make BSK get up there. Even out of character, like they're still reaching out to other crews, getting them involved. I know they got Saints, Roll Mafia. I don't know really another crews. They probably got more crews, but those are just the two I got in my head. Like they reach out and they're trying to like talk and interact over possible partnerships. And it's cool whenever, at least I like to see whenever different crews interact with each other, and I like that they're actually making moves for that.
Actually, especially ones you wouldn't expect.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
guys were like, yeah, OTT, we had a meeting with him about a meth lab. I was like, huh? What? OTT?
Let me ask you
Like,
something.
what?
What to the Saints? What puts the Angels above BSK then?
What puts the Angels
I think
above
it's the
BSK?
quality of roleplay of like the
That
members
is
Yeah,
true.
I think
itself,
it's
right?
the quality of
The
roleplay, and
roleplay.
there's more people in the
Sure, yeah.
Angels
I
that
think
reach
the
out more than BSK.
I think
Every
the
time I've
Angels have
represented
more
them
of a
themselves, they've always been funny. The Angels.
I think the Angels have way more of a business outreach too.
The reason why I'd put BSK below Angels but above Ballers is that I do think they're also in a rebuild phase right now. I think
Yeah.
they've had like OTT's just come back recently and stuff, but I think they still have a core member like group that has stuck around, whereas the Ballers have completely new faces.
Gotcha.
So that's why I think BSK should go above Ballers anyway. They're
Who's
not
the
a gang.
gang to the right of Martel, next to this Mafia?
NBC,
NBC.
NBC? Yeah.
not a gang.
CB
Yeah,
Sorry.
not a
CB not a
gang.
gang.
I think
Sorry.
said NBC not a gang. I'm like, oh. No, Clean Boys? Hell no, not a gang.
Oh, Chang
Gang
gang.
gang.
Has to be SRA, I think.
I think it
Wanna
has to
do-
be S.
I kind of want
Has
to do
to
A,
be.
but you know.
Yeah.
100%
I
you
think
could get some Reddit threads with it. Put them as A. 100%.
so.
You could farm some content.
I'll be honest, they used to be S, but because they've been around for so long, I think they've gone through a lot of RP scenarios on those characters, and they've lost a lot of their like big oomph. I mean, that's just what it is after you go through so much. You know, if you do it again and again and again, it's just not as fun as the first time you did it.
I agree. However, I think the fact that they have created this umbrella within the city for Street Team and Hydra is insane. Because like they now have members in their gang who were, I know we don't go back to like 2.0 too much and stuff, but who like they like hated each other, like in character
Yeah.
and stuff like that, you know, like
Like
you now
Curtis.
have Eugene, Flippy, Curtis, Mario in their group, and it's nuts. Like, and I think just the fact that I remember Pigeon spoke to DJ once about like recruiting for Street Team, and it's like the amount of like effort that has to go into making sure that somebody's right for that umbrella because of how much they get exposed to is like it's more than just RP in a way, you know.
The way that they're role playing with the Russians as well. Right now with the whole them America thing. When Gigi got bombed recently, they were going over there interacting with Gigi. When we had that one night rad thing, they were interacting with us. They brought in a lot of people. I think that's what puts them on top of BBMC is because they've done it so many times to where they put their RP and they're not just kind of secluding themselves. Like they're going out and role playing with the Russians, even a little bit with GG, us with the rats. There's probably more, or maybe that's just it. But I mean, I don't know if I could really see any other crews doing that level of bringing in people of roleplay.
They give a lot of people opportunities, and obviously they can because of like how big they've got on this server and stuff.
Yeah,
That's why I'd put them S because they enable so many smaller people's RP too, like businesses and things like that. I think.
Anybody's else opinion?
Not really. I think on to the next. Like they're solid. You know what I mean? They create some of the most roleplay and entertaining content on the server. They include so many people, plus the businesses, plus the characters inside of it. Like not any game that I can see in this entire list is able to do that with the high functioning ability that they have. I don't think anyone else can replicate it.
I think Chain goes S personally.
Yeah, CG has to be S, I think.
Clowns are technically not a gang, but I think they do crazy RP.
That's,
They do
They're-
great
I think
RP,
they're-
but they're not a gang. Yeah.
I think they're coming into becoming probably like more of like a gang, but they're not, I don't think.
I know they're not a gang, but I know they do banks and stuff like that. But the RP that they do create, I think, is exceptional. Like if they were a gang, I think they're close to like be like maybe right behind the Angels.
Mm.
Because they allow a lot of things to just happen.
And they're not scared of taking L's either. That's the thing.
Yeah,
they don't mind
love
taking L's.
L's.
Fuck the HOA.
Saint's favorite gang.
The HOA, bro. But no, on a serious note, I think
Skip.
they are one of the better RP gangs out there. I think they also help out a lot of crews. I remember when they had they were starting to do the mission stuff from their library. They're giving things out to like Martel, SN. They reached out to us once, but we weren't around. It's interesting, and they're okay with taking L's and just creating a whole story arc around it.
I think with that has to put them up to A at least. Just
Yeah, we're gonna get
because
That's what
memed
I'm
so
saying.
bad, but I think they are,
This is the
right?
thing, is that
Can you
they're
put 'em
above
ahead of
BBMC. I think they're
Yeah.
above BBMC.
I think they're above
Yeah.
BBMC as well.
They're both A in their own quality.
Yeah, I just think
Yeah,
if there was an A plus, I think they would be A plus.
Oh
These
yeah,
guys would be A.
easily.
Again, only because like they've gone out of their way to help, or not help, but like provide role play to crews, not just kind of like for their own benefit. Just kind of like, let's see where this goes. Snake Gang, Hydra. I don't know too much about the role play, so I can't really put in my
Neither do
input.
I, like most of it's from what I've
Gang
seen.
gang.
Most of it's SBS and more.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
I think these are just above the Angels.
Really?
Well,
They're
look at
borderline
Flippy
A, I
and Vinny.
think.
Look at Flippy and Vinny. They're the ones that are literally they
Yeah, but
run.
Vinny's chain gang.
No, I know, but the two, you're talking about the whole conglomerate, like the whole kind of
Well,
umbrella.
I'm trying to just.
No,
keep
we're
them
talking about Hydra,
members,
yeah.
just Hydra.
In general, yeah. 100%
So
B.
like technically Flippy's Hydra, but I remember a clip back in the day
Flippy's
saying,
Hydra's a leader, right? Like he
yeah,
is.
but he said if the chain gangs told me to kill you guys, I would.
Yeah, you're getting killed.
Damn.
So, but like, I know Flippy does a lot of. Maybe he doesn't anymore. But back in the day, he used to help people with like the guns.
There is so many of them that they have to pretty much just RP with each other, unfortunately. Like, I think active members, they are definitely like the biggest. And I think that hurts them in terms of RP because, like you said, Billy, like a lot of it seems SBS because they're just together and fucking around, you know?
Yeah, but I mean that's even with like the Angels and whatnot. Like
yeah.
when they RP with the Angels, it's mostly just SBS.
I'd put them just above the Angels.
I think the Angels are better, to be honest. I think the Angels have reached out to, or have reinforced RP from other crews more than Hydra has.
No, I think we've hit the nail on the coffin with that one.
You mean the nail on the head? Nail on the coffin? That doesn't make sense. Nail
In
on
the
the
coffin
head.
because we're going to be all over Reddit, mate.
Hey, you nail on the coffin, like it's done. The conversation is that's it right there.
No,
put it to
it's
bed,
definitely
it's
hit
like-
the nail on the head. Is the saying?
Thank you. Yes, nail on
No,
the
it's
head.
not.
No, but it's
Yeah,
also the
it
final
is.
nail on the
100%
coffin.
it is.
Huh?
No.
different ones.
Yeah, you're thinking of two different sayings. Final nail in the coffin is like the camel that the straw that broke the camel's back, whatever it is, right? That's like the
I like how
last
you're
thing that
using
makes you want
one
to
to
leave.
explain another.
But hitting the nail on the head is
That's
explaining
like you hit
something
it
perfectly.
perfectly. Exactly.
Basically, Adam
Oh,
just
that's
used the
Adam.
wrong.
What are
Adam
you
used
doing,
the wrong
Adstar?
saying for this.
He's-
Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's his fucking fault. Fuck this
Excuse me?
Aussie Kiwi guy.
Nobody was saying. Nobody was blaming you,
Relax.
dog.
Okay. If it wasn't for me, you guys wouldn't be here, right?
This motherfucker.
Right.
Lim Mayhem.
Mayhem, I want to say it's definitely above BSK.
See, after seeing them roleplay with the Mandem this evening with the whole kind of meth lab, sorry, Meta, they are contenders. Like for being up in Polito by themselves, it's a pretty big task.
Yeah, but
So-
that's one
I
incident.
almost want to put them at B though.
That is true. Do you want to
Yeah.
rate their entire thing on one instance?
Yeah, that's one incident.
Oh, that's fair.
I know Billy.
They haven't been around for the last 3 months, guys. We're
No,
forgetting
they
this.
have. That's the thing.
Oh, they have. Yeah, they have.
It's just like when you guys are around, they're not. That's hence why I'm the one that has the most like
Bro, you've been role
actual
playing in Russia too much, okay?
conversation.
Chill.
Okay, last what 4 weeks.
The
Oh,
laugh.
it's
But like before that, like so
frustrating.
literally, it's I almost hung out with Mayhem more than the Saints because of my time zone. And
Yeah.
I mean, their
Remember there
RP,
was a-
they will extend their hand for an ERP that you offer, and I don't know how many times they offered, like between Arturo, Adonis, and Fritz.
Speaking of that, they did actually go to the Lost MC and ask them to like kind of an MC way of like not permission, but just we're going to be around up in Polito. I think it was Rudy. They went okay, so they
Right.
gave him like that kind of role play, which takes a lot.
Yeah, and
know?
not even that. Like when the Lost were starting to break up, right? They
Mm.
tortured fucking one of their members.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like there's a lot of things. Like if they're able to get that RP, they're going to give that RP. Yeah, like I definitely think they're higher than BSK, and I almost want to put them in B tier. But then I'm looking at Angels and Hydra right now, and I'm
You
like, they're
can't really
kind
put
of
them
not
on the
on that
same level.
level.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
they're
a
on that
high
level.
C is good for Mayhem. From what I've heard and from what I've seen in character
Yeah.
release, I think high C is good.
All right, Mirabunta Grande.
I might have to say D, dog. I might have
Okay.
to say D. Like, I don't know. After Sergio left, it's like I don't
yeah, I
really.
know that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
Like they had very strict rules, which I respected deeply about them. About
like no
no
legal
sport
jobs.
cars, yeah, no legal jobs. But then they started getting. I think they started getting loose on the sport only if it's from
No, so
PBM.
it was. So
because
it
there was no
was.
tuner
Yeah,
cars.
it was no tuner. Yeah.
But I mean, technically BBMC are they're import, but I call them tuner cars anyways. Technically,
My
And
take on
then
these
I have
guys
nothing.
is they're the only group who actually RP a gang, in my opinion. They're the only RP, the only group that actually RP like being like a gangsters, in my opinion.
I think they're better than Aztecas. I think they're better than Balas.
MG is basically Aztecs right
At
now.
this
the
point,
former
that's true.
members. The leader's Gabriel, and I don't know how many original MG members are still there right now.
Yeah, that's the issue. They worked so hard to get that flag, and then it seems to have just all come crashing down, unfortunately.
I'd put them C though at the end of C.
Yeah, I think they're on par with BSK.
I'm
They
trying
might
to
even
think,
be better.
does they RP with anybody else?
No, but well maybe they do. I don't know, but the amount of dedication they have is better than D tier for sure. To their role play of a gang.
Yeah, when Sergio
That's
was
a good
in
point.
charge, I would put them, well up there in B. Right now, I'm not too sure.
Okay, are they better than BSK? You
Uh,
gotta remember, we're not going on just one thing, right?
Exactly.
Just RP. Just we're getting all this stuff. So how's
Overall.
their outreach?
I
And we're
think
talking
they're
about
above
now, not
BSK.
before. Because we got fucking Otto, fucking going around actually talking to these
Interacting with a
smaller
lot of
crews
gangs.
now,
Yeah.
trying to interact, get them into it. Even if he's gonna try and scam them, whatever, it's still RP, right?
Yeah, and then even if there's a scam that creates roleplay in the future, either way.
Mortel.
Mortel.
I can tell you they're actually such a lovely group of people to roleplay with in general. Off the
Is
record.
it just talking? I mean, it's RP, but I mean, is it just
I've
talk?
never really
RP
watched
is
any
what
of the
I'm trying to say.
streams, so I don't really know much about them.
Like I know OC, they have good RP.
They had Linda Maradin, right?
Yeah,
Before,
'cause,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
remember
think they're
that.
definitely better than these two.
100%.
I like them. They're
Mile.
they do RP with a lot of people. I feel like they're open. The issue is they don't really do it as a group. I feel like Mortel.
Yeah, I think it's more.
I feel like it's like
They
their
have
individual
struggle to have a
people.
presence. I feel
Yeah.
like they're good,
Yeah.
and they have an issue with maintaining it consistently.
Do we think they're C tier though? That's the thing.
The thing is, I don't know if I could put them with Mayhem, BSK, MG.
Right now, I don't think they're better than any three of these.
That's what
Like
I'm
I
saying.
say,
They've got the potential to go
They do.
well up there.
Oh,
They've got
100%. I just
Yeah,
think
they
they
do.
need time. They just need
my
time to
only
get better.
problem with Mortel is, like I said, they RP really well, but it's always like one of them with another group. Like I don't feel like I see more of like more than like two of them together. But like I think as a group, if they can like group up, they'll be really fun to like hang with and stuff. RP with, I think they'll be great. I think they're just up for anything, to be honest with you.
But definitely better than the Aztecs and Balls. 100%.
Yeah.
NBC stands for Natural Born Crickets.
I haven't hung out with them in probably about a month. I like they're more SBS, and I think that they're a lot on their other characters right now, like their top characters. But I think they're really fun to RP with because they do go along with a lot of people. I just don't know how their outreach is anymore.
I think they're one of the most. I think they might be the most underrated gang on the server. In my opinion, they are insanely welcoming. I've spoken to Marcus, both OOC and in character, about like when he like joined them and stuff, and like the things they did to like make him like feel at home and stuff after like certain people left the city and things like that is like insane. But again, I think they just roleplay with the same groups, you know, because that's who they know, you know. Like it's a lot of
Yeah.
NBC slash Angels, NBC slash like Randy, NBC slash you know whatever.
I was about to say maybe a B. From what I'm hearing, at least, I haven't heard too from in character or out of character. I don't know too much about them, but from what you're saying, it sounds like everybody kind of agrees with this. A B sounds good, kind of up there with the Angels and Hydra. Royal Mafia, they were doing real good. They had a really good train. I remember, they're really coming up. I know they just got a war with Chang Gang not too long ago. I don't know. I don't know how they're doing right now. I haven't heard too much about them.
They've earned a fair bit of respect from gangs, as you said. I don't know when they've warded the
I
man
definitely
down.
know they're better than D. Anybody on D? I want to say that they're better than anybody on D.
They're another one.
So-
They're very welcoming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
very-
probably
I
got
have
it
a lot
firsthand.
of interaction with Ursula and Sidwig, but that's the only two that I have interactions with out of the crew.
I always used to love the fact that they would almost like not use Maldini's to recruit members, but give people from Maldini's opportunities, like people with like civs and stuff, you know, like opportunities and stuff from Maldini's, and I think they're probably above BSK, but not above Mayhem.
I think they're definitely above Ubuntu's. Would they? I'm trying to think internally. Would they give the opportunity that BSK is giving to smaller crews?
I think if you was to go and sit and see their war with CG and their war with Mandem, I think you would say yes with their RP. The way they ended the war with like CG and things like that, it's just like they just have fun with it. They're losing wars and stuff, and they're just still just RPing everything out and stuff like that. Which is why I'd put them above. Like I get the whole reaching out thing.
I think I think they just need time. I think you said it right. Like other than Ursula and Sidwig, I think they just need more people, more activity, and more recognition. They're great. They belong there. I think they're like us. They deserve a lot, but again, time, effort, quality needs to come into play.
Rusty Boys.
I think they have quality
I
role players, to be
know
honest.
RP. I don't know anything.
I know a decent amount of Rust members in and out of character. Good friends with majority of them. I think they're really quality.
Yeah, like
When
Milo
they
and
put their
stuff.
mind to it, I feel like they can be a great role playing crew. I just feel like they kind of get put into the Gulag Gang sort of esque mentality sometimes, where like they get dragged into situations they don't really want to be a part of, like war and stuff. So I feel like for the most part, roleplay wise, they're great. I think they just get a bad name because they're always at war, but it's most of the time not their fault for being a part of it. You know.
I mean, the thing is like I know OC the alts that they made for the Russians, top tier RP have been having, but like when it came to Rust, I only knew like really Kaiba and Milo, and that's kind of it. But like there was no outreach. I know they have potential. They are like Royal Mafia and the
Oh,
Martel when
I
it
would
comes to like
yeah.
potential. I just don't know if they've been given those opportunities yet, or maybe they just kind of passed on them. I think they're better than Marabuntas, in my opinion. I'm trying to think, are they better in RP and all that stuff? Like, if you want to go to
I
war,
think
sure,
so.
you get
I
down.
feel like they're a solid B. You know what I mean? Like
I agree personally, but yeah.
they've given me
That
opportunities. I know a lot of members in it. Like I've roleplayed with Ray and Kaiba and all of them. You know, the chemist is really good. He's pretty much at the foundation of high quality meth when meth labs are a thing, without with a key. But with that said, like they've got so much potential. I feel like they just need a little bit more time, but they're a solid B in my opinion.
Well, they also made some good roleplay out of them having to completely restart. Remember, they got raided and lost like everything, and they made some roleplay out of that. Like they took a big L and they made into roleplay, and they came back, and now they're doing good. So I think that's good that they took that L on the chin and they just ran with it.
I also think the way that they started, the fact that Ray could have just taken the easy route and just stayed with Buddha and stuff like that, you know, and went off did his own thing, and now unfortunately they are just at war all the time.
Yeah.
Which does definitely halt things.
Talking about war with Gulag Gang, where we putting GG?
I've never had a good RP experience with Gulag. It's in character though. In OC, I know they're going to war with Russia, which I mean, you think they'd join the
Hey,
army, so at least they have
thank God,
something.
bro.
So
Thank God. Take the heat off us, please, man. The only one I really know from there, only because I'm close to them, is Pluto. But I know when before he joined GG, he would roleplay a lot because we used to be part of like the same little crew, and he would roleplay. I don't know if he necessarily roleplays now in GG though.
I
I
think
know
they're
it's a
like,
lot of SBS.
I think they're like Hydra, where because they're just with them, like a big group of themselves all the time. It's very SBS and fucking around type stuff. Like I don't know what storylines and stuff GG like particularly have or have had like arcs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah,
Yeah, so that kind of makes me want to put like the SBS crews under the people that are trying to RP, or like give the SBS crews their own.
I have to
Category.
say, GG has done some good RP. Like when I was with the Aztecas, like we had some good RP with them, like
You
Jamal,
guys were pretty
Tyreek,
close.
Future, Pluto. Like we saw them almost every day. Like we didn't have big arcs with them, but like there was always RP there. You know, like even if it was just messing around and a little bit of SPS, but they did you know, make some fun interactions. You know, it wasn't all war. As
that's what
some
I mean.
people perceive it.
I think SBS in particular shows that they just don't take themselves too seriously, which I think is really good for RP too. That's why I think people actually quite enjoy interactions with like the Angels and NBC and stuff, because they just fuck around and stuff. It's so easy to RP with them. And I think GG is very similar. I think you could be in a car with them and you could just sit there and just vibe with them. Like even if you was a complete stranger, I feel like a lot of the time.
I agree with that. You know, they're very inclusive. You know, they
Yeah.
will make RP for whoever's around them, which some groups don't do. So
I'd put
it
Gulag
stands
Gang over
out.
Rust.
I'd agree with that too.
Yeah. It's just different type of RP, I guess, you know? And just because it's not serious, it's still like
It's so RP.
I could see myself being sat in a car with Gulag Gang and loving the whole time, you know, like RPing with them.
I don't know too much about these guys, if I'm being honest.
They don't wake up anymore too much, I don't believe.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I know we
I think
did
you put them in
some.
the perfect spot, Billy.
I think we did some like
We did a
transfers of
bank with them.
cars. Did we do a bank with them? Okay, that's. Oh yeah, y'all did do a bank with them. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
mean,
personally
I think they're
haven't
better
interacted with them too
than
much.
the Aztecas that are there. I mean, I can tell them that, but I don't know about anything else.
I guess there's not really much to say for Save Our Souls, at least as of right now. Seaside.
So currently, I know we're doing like an SBS thing with them. I know they're good at RP. Because when they were in the Vagos, I remember fucking with them. But I'm talking about Seaside now. So, but then again, I'm not really awake when they're around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've changed obviously into more NA times, EU NA times. So I don't know exactly. I will say, like when it comes to RP, like if I'm a viewer looking in, they're better. They're obviously at
Oh
the
yeah,
very
different
least a
level.
B
Yeah,
tier.
different level than the other two. Yeah.
But when it comes to in character and stuff like that, like I want to see cruise dudes like reaching out, stuff like that, do stuff. I'm a little taken back, but like they, especially with like the Simone brothers and all that stuff. Like I think they're better than
That is
Rust.
true. Yeah.
I think they're better than Gulag Gang. I think with the story arc that they're on, I think they're better than NBC.
I'm honestly not gonna lie to you. I don't even think they're far off of Bondi Boys. I think if they were around for longer, they
Yeah,
would be level with Bondi Boys at least.
that's what I was thinking. Like you know,
I think it's just they're somewhat new technically. You know, they've only been a
Mm-hmm.
group for like a year and a bit. You know, like
Yeah, they just had their
I
anniversary
they
too.
100% have like they have like the potential to be like CG level if they carry on going for like 5 years. They really do. I think.
Well, they're good is, you know, majority of their OGs or main people, it's the old Vargos and old ballers that we know have quality roleplay, been on NoPixel for a very, very long time as well. We're talking 3 years plus. I think they're great. I think they have the potential with the bench as well and the current story arcs. They have to go out of their way to roleplay for other people. But, you know, even with us, out of nowhere is, you know, that SBS kind of conflict that we had with them with the crowbars. It started from nothing, and they're more willing to roleplay for other people. I think, again, a time thing. I think the only issue that they've had is when Ash was with them, a lot of their members joined from Uwu Cafe. Like, there's a joke going around that they are the Uwu gang crew, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only downfall, but at the same time, you can say that about any crew, right?
Yeah.
Majority of crews, at some point, you became friends with them. They grew. You started a family. That's how most groups are done. Look at Royal Mafia, same thing. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot more quality that they provide than majority of the gangs. They're definitely a high A in my opinion. But
Yeah,
are
I'd put them
you gonna
above
put them over?
Bondi.
I can't put them above
Mm,
Bondi. I can't put them above
I
Bondi.
don't think you can put them above Bondi just because of what diversity Bondi Boys have had and how they've been able to adapt with the
The
main person
times.
that brought them a lot of roleplay, Dundee, and how they've been able to grow as individuals. I think Seaside have a lot of members, sure, but at the same time, you know, if you're looking at all the members compared to the OGs that we all know, is the quality there? Probably not yet. You know, we just need to see more out of them.
When they have an arc, they fucking run with it. But I mean, so did the Bondi Boys. So now I'm looking at it, and it's
I
just
feel
a
like
matter
they
of
are
opinion.
very level with Bondi Boys because I think it's like I said about the Bondi Boys before, the like difference in personalities between the like within the groups is so good. You know, like you have like fucking Benji and stuff like that, and then you have like Shay, you know, who's just like a complete different like vibe, you know, and stuff like that, and it's like just so good. And I think they're like equal, so I think just leave them as they are. I know it looks like there's one over the other, but we know, you know. I think they're perfect where they are.
I think it's good where it is
because
right now.
we know that
Yeah.
they're equal. Like, yeah, we're fine. I said not gang.
Oh,
just put
here's
them in.
the
Just put
thing,
them in that
Do
bro.
we know
gang
that they're
already.
officially broken up yet?
No, they're not.
No,
They're
I've
not.
spoken to them in character. They're not
Yeah.
broken up yet, but at the same time, there's like one or two members.
They have two members.
So
Yeah.
it better not be
I think right now they're either the same par as Aztecas or you put both SN and Aztecas as not a
I
gang because
would
they're
put
not
them
existent
both
right
as
now.
not a gang, you know, until
Yeah,
they
maybe
build up
then.
a
Until
bit
they make more
That's my
moves. I
opinion.
can agree with that.
These guys are just carried by Pigeon. Let's be real.
Ah,
Yeah.
If
Somebody
they,
had to
if
say
they,
it.
if they,
Somebody
if
had to
they
say
didn't
it.
have Pigeon, they'd be
As soon
D.
as Pigeon leaves or Pigeon decides to go somewhere else, man, like
They're
honestly,
going to be not a
Pigeon
gang
should go
anymore.
to
Not a
Hydra.
game.
Just bop.
They've just had Mercury step down as leader and Pigeon take over as leader and stuff. Like they're like going through it right now.
I think 3-4 months ago they were doing quite well, and they've just had a lot of people leave and sort of bad luck, you know.
Yeah.
Whether it's caused by themselves or other things, and it's just sort of gone downhill a bit. But I think they're coming back up again.
If this
That's
was
the
3 or
issue,
4
right?
months ago, I'd say
Yeah.
they were high C, very potential for a B. But
I'd put
right
them low
now,
C right now. I think they're above Mortel. I think they're above Ballers. I think
I
they're
think they're
Save Our
above Martell,
Souls.
but the thing is, it really is only Pigeon. But Pigeon also reached out. If you think it's C, DJ, you said C. Adam, do you think C?
D.
Jack?
D, but I think they're going to go up in the future. But D
Okay.
current.
I think he said D anyway, so keep them D.
Yeah. The blocks.
Oh, wait, that's the blocks.
Yeah.
They've just started coming around again. I'd put them not a gang right now.
Yeah, they're not a gang right now, other than like
they've-
They're
blocks.
not a gang, but
not a gang.
they have. I'll tell you now. Every one of their characters,
Yeah,
good RP.
they're great.
Like A, B. They're not
They
A, B or C.
over the last 2 weeks, you might not have seen it, Billy, because like your Russian arc and stuff. They are like prominent now. They have like members,
Yeah,
but it's
I think
only
they're buying
been
up a
like
house.
since like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they have a trap house in next to Grove and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very, very fresh, and we know that they could very quickly just all not wake up again like they used to, you know?
The family's rebuilding. They're
With
still more
Dex.
dominant, and yeah, I think they're around a lot more than Street Team. So they're above Street Team, in my opinion. But at the same time, they're like MG, right? I feel like they're more active and prominent than MG.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I think they're better than MG.
They're at least a C for sure,
Yeah.
minimum.
I would put them above Royal Mafia, to be honest. Behind
Yeah,
BSK.
Royal Mafia, and I think between Royal Mafia and BSK is a good spot for them.
Lost. Boy, have they fallen.
Yeah, they're rebuilding
Back in
as
the
well.
day, I
But
would say
there's
they were A.
oh, without question.
Oh yeah, I'd say they're like.
I think
They're-
back in the day they were better than HOA, but
Yeah.
right now they've only got a couple of members around every day. They're
4 or
definitely
5
more
members.
prominent than MG and Royal Mafia. I think they're like where GSF is right there. I think they're in the same spot as GSF. There's no questions asked about it.
The Mandem. I mean, I'm assuming
Carried by
skip it.
Patar. Patar is the
Yeah.
pigeon of Mandem.
I think they're in between Hydra and the Angels, to be honest.
Nah.
They're definitely above NBC, though. I'll say that. They're definitely above NBC.
Yeah.
NBC only have 1 or 2 members awake, and that's Guy Jones and James Arsenal every day. Everyone else is kind of like, hey, I'll come around if something happens.
Tommy T. I've seen him. He has good RP. I've had good RP with the Mandem. So I
The
know
reason-
they are very capable of doing good RP.
And they've also extended their
But-
arm out to help us, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
The reason why I like what Adam said is that they are consistent. Like, a lot of these gangs, not by their own fault or anything, aren't particularly consistent. And I think they are one of the most consistent with being on the server and doing things and stuff like that. I do just think they are carried a little bit by Patar.
They've been
I
consistent
think
for a
Tommy
year,
T
though.
and
But yeah.
Patar. The other ones are a little bit more aggressive characters, though. They do have some aggressive characters.
That's what I mean.
Which is
Unfortunately,
fine.
Tommy's just not consistent on the server at all.
Yeah.
But obviously that is not his fault, you know. You know. But yeah, I think where they are now is probably good.
Oh, God, Vargos, they fell off, bro.
I know. I'll be honest, they were definitely here.
If we're talking all-time 2.0
Like,
speedy,
early
they're
3.0.
SA, bro.
I think early 3.0. Like, before Benji and them left.
I think that if you go down to Grove, you get more of a gang sort of feeling and like vibe than you do if you go down to the Barrio, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think that's the same case. I think they are maybe a B, but they're kind of held down because the bench is what keeps them role playing for other people.
Yeah, that's really the. I feel like the bench is the only outlet at the moment, because other than that, you just got people selling on the streets. Like, I'm trying
They've
to think
fallen
these-
off. They're not a B
Yeah.
anymore. I'm gonna be completely real.
I mean, I
They're
would have
not
had
a
them
B.
as A, and then they fell off. But the thing is,
I would put them at probably the top of C like there.
Yeah, they're like a C
probably
plus,
would.
B minus. I don't think they're ready yet to be a B though.
They do have some quality people like Pablo and Speedy, you know, like fantastic role players, but you know, you don't see them as much to like or see many other people around as much, which I think
Especially if the gun
a lack of
changes.
consistency.
Ever since the gun changes happened, they fell off hard. But even before then, it's like they haven't had members come around consistently for 2 months. Like I feel like there's only a couple of them around every day.
Wastelanders.
They had a bunch of members leave recently as well.
I don't
other
even
than
know if they're a
Draxton,
group
Medina.
anymore.
Jeez,
Yeah.
did they? What?
Yeah, they had 3 people leave. But other than
Yeah.
Draxon, even during the war we've had with them, like we only knew Draxon, Tom Ryan, El Lafon, and Brie McNabb, and those last 3 left, and it's just Draxon. I haven't seen one Wastelander
Yeah,
around
I
for
don't
a
think they're a
while.
group anymore.
Wait,
Really.
wait.
I think they might have disbanded. I think
They
disbanded.
went to other groups.
Why'd they leave though? Was there like an RP arc?
Unsure.
or just-
I think
Not
it
sure.
might have just been dead. Like I know a couple of them went to Chaos Legion and whatnot, but I think they're not a gang anymore. I think they've fallen off. I think D for now
they were
because
there,
yeah, they're still a gang, but just they're on their last limb.
Dons.
The Dons are another one where I feel like they're not new, but they feel like they're new, you know?
I feel like they're better than Ballas.
Yeah, I think they're better than Mortel too. They've been around. They've been rolling heavy. They've been creating a lot of role playing for other games.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But
They
that's also the
reached
last
out-
2 weeks. That's also the last 2 weeks. That's
Okay.
They reached out to MG to buy the old Azteca block and stuff too. I will also never forget when they used to be BCF and DJ and Billy went and took AKs to the mansion, you know? Great time.
The hidden.
I don't know a single person. They're a gang. I don't know a single person.
They were
are.
they were really good. They were like the Saints, like we are, where we reach out to a lot of like groups for like help in a way. You know, like we try and offer like scratch but we'll scratch yours kind of things like we did with like BBMC and stuff. But I think they've just stopped coming around. I think below Mortel.
Yeah,
But
below
I only know
Mortel.
like 2 of them. Yeah. Honestly, where do you think we sit?
C. Bottom of C. Maximum, I think.
Bottom of C.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
I think we're just below Vargos, pushing B, only because we do have the members. We've been around consistently now for a year. We've been a gang for 2 years. We haven't had a fallout. We've been doing a lot more, and I think a lot of us are like open to saying yes and taking L's. But for the most part, I think we're pretty good. But at the same time, we're not great. There's a lot that we can do, man.
So Adam thinks we're right here. DJ,
I
where
think
do you
the
we
one
are?
thing that the Saints are really good at, obviously, is we're good at the business connections, right? With what we have, right? We have. I spoke to somebody about this like OOC. I was like, if you saw what the Saints do, you'd probably be very surprised, you know.
We are slept on.
And I think we do reach out quite well. I think, unfortunately, a lot of people reach out in their individuality and not as a group. Is the issue?
So where do you think
That's why I
we
would probably
place
put
DJ?
them probably below Mayhem. Between Mayhem and BSK.
What do you
Mm,
think here?
Yeah.
I would put
Honest
the
opinion.
Saints in front of Royal Mafia. The good thing about the Saints is like there's a lot of like OG RPers, but then there's a lot of people who are more fresher to it, like under a year. And I think that the development is going to put them up there in the future. It's just not there yet, in my opinion.
I could see us being
Just to let you
below.
know, Adam thought we were here.
Mhm.
DJ thought we were here. And Jack thought we were
Above Real Mafia, yeah.
here.
I think we're below BSK, above GSF.
That's where the perfect spot then.
I think that's where we are, personally.
Depending on what you think, Billy.
I think we sleep on a lot of opportunities, and our
to be honest,
reaching
I
out
know we do
is
more than
more
Mayhem.
to more connecting. I actually think Mayhem does more than us. I'll be honest. With what
Bro,
they
Mayhem,
have,
yeah, bro.
they do way more.
I think what Jack said was perfect. I think because we have like OG role players, and then we have a lot of people who are not new, like
yeah, but it feels like even the
new,
OG
but
role players are sleeping on the opportunities.
yeah, I think
and
a lot of
that's
people.
why I honestly want to place this like right there.
A lot of people in the Saints, I feel like in terms of their role play, I think they're content with where they are at. And I think, like Jack said, they probably just need a push to go and reach out and start their own arcs in a way that will help the Saints, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
like I want us to be here. I want us to be in B tier,
Yeah.
but I don't think
We're
we're
not
anywhere
there.
We're
close.
not there yet, no, yeah.
Yeah, I
In
I
that
honestly
case,
think
then
we're right
I
here.
think we had 2 votes to the side of
Wait, I think
the
we
lost,
had Adam.
2 votes to the left. So I
This
think between
was
GSF and the
DJ,
lost,
right? DJ,
yeah,
you're right here, and
Jacob was the next one.
Jack, you were here, or were you here?
I was
Jacob
there.
was there.
Oh, and Jacob was here, and
Mhm.
Jack, where'd you go? Right here.
Behind the loss, yeah.
Oh, I also put myself there.
So I think we're above GSF in total.
Yeah.
We're about like probably right there then.
I think that's pretty good.
So I mean, this is the Saints' thoughts on People's RP, OOC, and Impair. Hope you enjoyed the show. Only thing is
God, we're gonna
we
get
have to talk
flamed.
on how
We're gonna get
okay,
flamed.
flamed, bro. That's I love Reddit. I don't care if they hate me. they have good clips. That's all I care. Yeah.
All right, we'll just
Okay,
work
can
on,
we do the actual list and put HOA at bottom of D now, please?
Yeah,
You know?
actually, like where
Real
they
quick,
belong.
you know?
Fuck HOA, bro.
Fuck the HOA, dog.